I'm always looking for new ways to add unique cinematic shots to an edit, and sometimes that means trying something you've never done before. I flew to New York City and filmed a short doc of a pro rollerblader named Austin Paz, and I'm going to show you the BTS of how I did it. Thanks to Insta360 for sponsoring this video.
When X Games kicked out rollerblading, we were pissed. It was kind of just like a big f you to like skating and everything that it stood for. We had people on the inside too who like knew exactly how it went down and what happened. It was kind of like degrading to us, and they kind of just like shoot us out. Skating was thriving in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like, people were making those 6 figures a year. It did have all these corporate sponsors. We were in the X Games and on TV constantly, but then when one thing happened, I think everybody else was like, oh wait, it's not cool now? Pepsi and Coke and like Levi's and all these large brands pulled out because they thought it wasn't cool, you know? So everyone lost money, and we were all like really bitter about it. And it did suck for like a few years until we realized like we're stronger than that. We're not gonna go anywhere as a sport. Like, whether you're gonna recognize it or not, we're still gonna do what we do. And it's crazy because at that time, that era, like mid 2000s, I feel like skating was in its craziest form at that time. People were really sending it off roofs, doing the biggest tricks, biggest hammers ever. That might have been related to the fact that like we were kind of just, we were like, it's like a big f you to like, you said f you to us, f you back, we're gonna do the biggest shit ever. And we were doing things bigger than almost any other sport out there for years. So like, it was kind of cool because maybe in a way it made the sport grow. When you skate, people don't know you as a person because they just watch you do tricks, that's it. They never hear you speak, they never hear your opinions, they don't know what type of person you are. People on the street will stop and watch us skate a street spot, and you'll see people with their phones out taking videos, and they're like, yeah, cheering us on and everything. It's really cool to see that, and it shows that there is an audience out there that does like and would watch and appreciate what we do. I feel like I'm skating now better than I ever have been. Any artist will like kind of never get bored at what they're doing if they're always refining their craft. So rollerblading is the same way. The only way I'm gonna stop skating is if like my legs fall off or like something crazy like that happens. Like, seriously. I can't imagine my life without skating. Like, I still skate because almost every time I go out, I learn something new still. It might sound crazy, but I'd love to skate when I'm 60, 70 years old. I don't know if that's possible at all, but wishful thinking, you know, and I'll still take care of my body as much as I can to make sure I could do that. That will never leave you. For the rest of your life, whether you're like 30 years retired, you're like a week away from death, like you will still be at the hospital, like looking outside your window, looking at the parking lot, being like, that ledge would be fun to skate right now, you know?
Way too often, we are scared to try something new and creative that you haven't seen before. We look at other incredible people's work and we feel like we should just do the same. If we haven't seen it before, it's probably a stupid idea. This was one of those shoots where I was just trying wild things I've never done before to see what kind of cinematic spice I could add to this project. And I think we came up with some pretty interesting shots I've never seen before. This was a dream project of mine, to shoot a pro rollerblader with the gear and skills that I have nowadays. I grew up rollerblading. That's literally what I did every day at skate parks, street spots. And I used to literally watch Austin Paz in so many skate videos growing up. He is freaking good, and he was just so up for any of my weird camera experiments. I could pretty much ask him to try anything and he was game. I'm trying to get any sort of like kind of unique angles.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, whatever, if you have a vision, like, we can make it work.
Which was perfect because I wanted to bring the audience into this world that most people all have no idea about. And to show what it's like to be a pro in a dying sport, I actually think rollerblading will make a comeback. But first, let's introduce the crew. I had Blaine Westropp helping me to kind of DP or op and just come up with ideas, as this was very much a run and gun style shoot. If you don't know Blaine, you should definitely go check out his YouTube channel. He's posting some incredible videos for DPs. His buddy Ryan Lynch was helping, along with Holt Kerwin. Another legend of YouTube was doing BTS. Holt is one of the most creative people I know. Definitely check out his YouTube also. And Tyler, he was producing. Our main cameras were the FX3, A7S III, and then we also had an FX30. And I wanted to mix more traditional cinematic dock footage with some crazy interesting angles and techniques that aren't normally used, especially to give a little more perspective of what it's like to actually do these tricks, like sliding down a big handrail. I know that feeling, even though I haven't done a big rail in a long time, and it's one of the most satisfying experiences, so I wanted to just give the audience a little piece of that. One of the best ways to do that was using an Insta360 X5 alongside our A camera footage. Not just as typical action camera footage, but really trying to immerse it in with our A camera.
Skating was thriving in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like, people were making those 6 figures a year. It did have all these corporate sponsors.
So basically today I'm going to be trying to do as many impossible shots as possible using the X5. That's my goal. And then we mix and match it with like really nice stuff from Blaine's going to film a lot of like beauty lifestyle, like cinematic stuff. We're going to mix and match them to make this high energy edit and do some impossible shots that only this can do.
I use the 3-meter stick a lot. I've never actually used it this much. Why, you ask? Well, it helped me to get so close. Way closer than we could get any other way and really be in the action. It made it feel so dynamic and fast moving and helped us to get in the perspective of Austin as he's doing these tricks. I realized a super immersive angle was using the 3-meter stick and actually placing it on the rail. Then I would wait for Austin, and just before he started grinding the rail, I would slide the stick down the rail with him, almost like the camera is grinding down the rail at the same time. For example, the infamous bank spot in New York City. The banks were unfortunately closed still. If you've ever been in action sports, you know this spot, legendary. And this perspective was something that I've never ever seen before. And I love how visceral this shot, showing the speed and what it takes to grind down a rail like this. Also, we couldn't fly a drone, obviously, in New York City, but I could use the X5 to get these drone shots, almost like an FPV drone. I would just have the X5 on the 3-meter stick and then be on a Onewheel, and I had so much ability to go from high to low and follow him close and get the camera into the exact places that I wanted. It was really using so many different skills and experiences I've had. For example, knowing how to use an X5, knowing how to ride a Onewheel, and my knowledge of rollerblading. And then we strapped the X5 onto his hand to get the perspective of what it's like to actually jump over a big set of stairs. Again, a perspective I've never seen in my life. And then we also decided to strap it to his rollerblades, which the first mount was cool. But the second didn't quite go to plan.
Oh my god! I don't think it's gonna end well.
Rip this 360 X5. Sorry guys. No! Now it's straight trash.
Do you want to see it? Do you want to see the damage?
Oh yeah, we got some good damage on that.
That's gonna be a good shot though.
That's why they made them interchangeable.
I got the other side too. A little bit.
No.
The good side.
The best thing is that you can
break.
just take that off and then
Yeah, it didn't break.
switch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, we got a super unique shot, and luckily you can just get a new lens and replace it. That's huge. That's like such a big upgrade on these 360 cameras. I'm actually very glad nobody got hurt in the making of this doc. The only time Austin actually fell was on this random manhole cover, a sneaky shark attack. Thanks to Insta360 for sponsoring this project and for making it all happen. I was incredibly happy with these shots that were only possible with the X5. My favorite shots were definitely these rail sliding ones. I've never seen footage of rollerblading or really any sport where the camera stays this close to the action. A lot of the time I was on the X5 and then Blaine would have the FX3 or FX30. I would go get a couple shots with Austin with the X5 and then Blaine would get the A-cam shots of the same action so we could mix and match the footage. We could get that cinematic feel with this immersive super action view. Best of both worlds. My favorite A-camera shot was kind of an interesting setup. We used the Laowa 10mm f2.80D on the A7S III or FX3, same sensor, and shooting in 240 frames per second. 1080p? Yes. Nobody notices. Not everything needs to be 4K. Don't be scared to do something just because other people don't do it. And this gave us this super floaty, crazy wide perspective. And this was my favorite, the super wide shot of Austin grinding this fountain right beside the New York City courthouse. As soon as I saw the playback, I was like, that is the shot. And it was pretty fun to be able to show that to one of my filmmaking idols, Ryan Booth, who came by for moral support.
Nice.
This is like childhood dream, like film in New York, pro rollerblader. Like.
Show Ryan Booth your footage after.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it, dude. It's so good.
Man, what a shoot. New York City, pro rollerblader, legendary spots, along with some of the best filmmakers. That 10mm wide angle setup, when you pair it up with a Onewheel, things get crazy. Shout out Onewheel for sending me one last second. It's one of the best filmmaking tools. I know that's not what people might think that it's for, but you can completely focus on the camera and framing with both hands since you control the Onewheel with your body. It's incredible. It almost feels like you just think it and you're moving. I don't know if I've ever felt so at one with a machine. It made it incredibly easy to follow Austin, whether it was in the skate park or on the streets of New York, and even just to lug around gear in New York City.
I don't have a controller or anything. It's like a part of my body. If I want to go forwards, I can go forwards. If I want to slow down, I can slow down. Go over here. Let's get a little. Look at this. Look at this smoothness. Look at this buttery goodness right here. Super underrated, but highly effective. And really, it's like the only tool for this kind of job. Are you sold, Colt, at all?
I'll try it, yeah. I'll definitely try it. I don't know if I have that like mind connection yet, you know?
Yeah.
But
You must first become one with the Onewheel.
yeah.
Once you can just control it without thinking about it, then this becomes such a good tool.
We did the interview in Dumbo, which was not super ideal because there was a million people around. But really, for this project, I only needed the audio. I wanted it to feel immersed in the action, and I feel like seeing him talking would probably just take us away from it. And if you're wondering how we got those super smooth shots during sunset, we used the Sony 35mm f1.4 on the A7S III. Why the A7S III? No reason other than it didn't have a cage on it, so it was easy to mount on a gimbal, which was already really stable. But then I got on the Onewheel, and now it's even more smooth because there's no footsteps or that horrible up and down motion that you sometimes get with gimbals. Plus, I could follow him and control my speed and move to exactly where I needed to be just by using my body and still having two hands on the gimbal. This project was such a good reminder of just having fun and playing when it comes to filmmaking. It gets so boring when you're just doing the same old thing over and over again and not trying anything new or learning any new techniques. For sure, it's scary to step out and try things you haven't done before or even seen before, because if it fails, it can feel really embarrassing. But 99% of the time, even if your original idea doesn't work, when you're in that mindset of trying new things, you will find something that's even better than your original idea. Don't be scared to try something crazy.
We're gonna surprise Austin. give him an Insta 360 X5. He's earned it, I think. What do you think?
I think so.
I think he's earned it. Austin,
I never had the one before.
dude.
What?
So thank you for.
Get the.
Yeah.
You serious?
Of course.
What?
Of course, yeah.
What?
You,
Oh my god.
You put
What?
your body on the line,
Ah.
so now I feel like you're gonna put this to better use than I am.
Oh,
Anyway,
I'm definitely gonna put this to use. Damn, man. I fucking appreciate that. Hell yeah, thank you so much. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I thought there was someone in the cab.
Cool. I appreciate your work.
Of course.
That was really fun working with you, and you're incredible.
Thank you, thank you.
You take this.
No, I appreciate
The
it.
filmmaker dream machine.
Thank
That
you
is
so much. The heaviest thing ever.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to see you ripping on that.
Oh yeah. I'll send you when I break my collarbone. I'll send you. Oh, look what you did to me, Mama. Thank you.
If you guys haven't seen his channel, go and watch his channel. It's good.
Appreciate it.
He's really talented.
Thank you, Matti.
Boys, thank you.
What's up?
This was super fun. I appreciate you guys. Do you have a channel?
I don't.
You should get a channel.
That's what everyone's saying.
Blaine's got a
This
channel.
guy's good.
If you guys don't watch him yet, you should. He's real good.
Thank you, Matti.
Thank you.
Thanks to everyone who made this project possible. You guys are awesome. Man, this was a fun one. I gotta do this more. I think I forgot how much I love docs.
You know when you get something, you're like, yep, that's it. Got it. That was so sick.
I never ever would have seen this.
Yeah, that's so good. I've been watching you since I was a kid. I don't know if you were a kid back then, but I was a kid.
We're the same age. And I've been watching you on YouTube for years, so it's pretty cool that we got to do this.
So good,
Been talking
man.
for so long, and now we're here.
Thanks, man.
Hopefully
It's
it's not
just-
the last time.
Yeah, no, we got to
yeah.
do some epic projects together.
I'm always down.
We got to get we got to get all the pros together. Let's get the pros
Get
together.
all the pros together. Half of you calling you out, Shima.
Half you-
We'll do some FPV stuff.
Yeah.
Cool shit.